It's Monday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Tokwe. How are you doing? Dr. Makodige.
I'm very, very good. I'm grateful to God. Spent the weekend learning. I missed the party, but kids had fun at Mrs. birthday party. It was a very, very busy weekend, and we just shaking it. But I feel like I'm going into an uncomfortable place, you know, because every time you've achieved something, you get comfortable with your achievement. Then, if you want to do something else, you must get uncomfortable by making yourself. So I'm in that uncomfortable, and it's like, you should be comfortable. You are doing things now, but you know, there's room for more. Yes. And so we must keep pushing ourselves to do more. My kids did Mariam's review for a book.
Yes.
And
Yes.
as in, when they were talking, I'm wondering, these kids really, really enjoyed the book. And you've done an amazing job, Mariam. And I can't wait for every other thing that will come from that book, you know. Well done.
Thank you.
How are you doing, Nima?
I'm fine. I'll call my weekend was a revelation and a learning curve. At a place where I'm seriously in prayers. Because, you know, it might be a new thing, a long journey of learning. But then I'm grateful to God for my friend, Ola Jumoke, Alawode James, and Oluwaloni. Today's her birthday. Happy birthday, darling.
Happy birthday,
Thank you so much. And I must say thank you to the MD of Loma. MD of Loma sent a whole team, bus full of sweepers and all their staff, Bisola and Co, to come to my community on Saturday morning, and they were there very early. They left very late. They swept everything sweepable. They packed everything packable, and they did a sensitization amongst the people. So I hope it continues so that eventually we have a collaboration. Thank you, sir.
Fantastic. How are you doing, Mariam?
I'm fine, thank you. The kids, as Tokwe said earlier, at BC's son's birthday, they had so much fun. I couldn't make it as well. You know, I got there very late, but the time they had packed up everything. But my children were looking so dirty. They had so much fun. I mean, they talked about bouncing, trampolines, there were games, there were swimming, there were football.
Oh my God, I wanted to die. I came in, the thing twisted me all over the place. As I came down, I fell on the floor flat. I'm telling you, people started recording me, and I was like, I couldn't talk. It was like I didn't get over this even till yesterday. I was still drowsy. This gyroscope thing is horrible.
But one of the people I know was like, Mommy, that thing, it's not even as big as it. And people were scared.
I instructed the guy. I said, don't let any child on this. Because I don't allow children. I said, because there's no way my child will be there. She'll fly out because I have to hold myself.
Are you serious?
It was really dangerous. Of course, they belt you down. Yeah. It's a very, very scary.
I wish I was
brain shook. The other one said, I've done it.
Because I'm like, whenever I say anything scary, like I'm begging Mark, I want to jump, boogie jumpy, all those crazy things.
Adrenaline junkie.
Yes, I'm an adrenaline junkie. I'm an adventure person. But we have plans for tomorrow.
Yeah, we're so excited about our plans for tomorrow. So tomorrow is International Women's Day. I'll be having a special event with lots of distinguished personalities. They'll be joining us either in person or virtually tomorrow on the show. It's a special edition that we're going to be doing outside the studio. We're going to be doing it at a different venue. We'll have a live audience there with invited people. So we're pretty excited about tomorrow's show. First on the list, we have Dr. Mrs. Bijoke Sanwo, that's the First Lady of Lagos State. We're hoping she can be there either physically or virtually, because there's lots of activities tomorrow. So it's hard for people to be there physically, but hopefully some of them will show up. Yes, Mary?
Yes, Mrs. Kafayat Oyetola, First Lady of Osun State, Chairperson of the Southern Governors Wives Forum, will be there as well.
I'm looking forward to Dr. Mrs. Obieze Kweseli coming, the former Minister for Education and Solid Minerals. So, it's well planned.
I was also expecting Honorable Momi Ononuga. She's a member of the House of Representatives. She's the chairman, House Committee on Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. That's a conversation I'm looking forward to having as well.
Also, we'll be having Honorable Mrs. Linda Ikpeazu, member House of Representatives. We're great to have her also.
Yes, Honorable Moji Shola Macaulay, member Lagos State House of Assembly, chairman House Committee on Women Affairs. Excited to see her as well.
We are going to incorporate now Mrs. Tomi Shomefon. Dr. Mrs. Tomi Shomefon, the MDCEO Unity Bank, will also be there.
So we're hoping to see all those ladies and lots of our guests to be there at tomorrow's event. As I said, there's lots of activities. We're having the mother of all protests and walk to the National Assembly. There's going to be National Assembly in Abuja. There's going to be in Lausa. There's going to be in Calabar, Port Harcourt. Quite a number across the country because we must tell these people who voted against the gender bills that we are serious. So all of us are marching. So after the show, we're going to join our sisters in Lausa.
Well, our show tomorrow will be special, so everybody should tune in.
Yes, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Let's start with The Nation. APC's zoning panel submits report amid disagreement. CBN's Naira-dollar policies not working, says presidential advisor. Accept my leadership or quit, Obaseki tells Edo PDP leadership. 2 suspects undergoing probe over lady missing on board the PRT bus, say police. Report, business got 24.57 trillion naira loans from banks in 2021. UBA posts 153 billion full-year profit. Eko Ijora marine bridges undergo integrity tests. And 1.5 million flee Ukraine to escape Russia bombings. Okay, which story are we starting with?
The missing person. So the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State, Abiodun Alabi, has issued an advice to residents to please avoid comments and actions that could jeopardize their investigations. Presently, the 22-year-old girl that went missing after boarding a BRT bus from Chevron towards Oshodi is still missing, and the report has come to them. They are doing everything possible. They've arrested 2 persons, and it says that he cannot declare the name of the 2 persons in custody who are already helping them with information because the main suspect, the driver of the bus, is still at large. And, you know, because they've not found the girl also, they don't want a situation where it will cost something grievous, maybe her life. And so they're asking us to please calm down. They're doing their best to investigate. Hopefully they will find. They've also issued a wanted person notice on the suspect, who they claim is 5 feet tall, is from Mobile local government area in Ekiti State, and he speaks Yoruba and English well. So they are doing everything within their best to find the girl.
Yes, so I have this story. Mr. Bismarck Rwani, we know him, renowned economist and a member of the Presidential Economic Advisory Council, has said that some of the CBN's Naira-dollar policies are not working. He gave his review the other day, and he said he had quickly looked at the Naira management policies introduced by CBN, and for him, he's rated them as either low or uncertain in their performances. He said that the Naira for dollar, the import restrictions, the scrapping of dollars sales to BDCs, and that's Bureau de Change, and the 65 Naira rebate, all this, he doesn't think, you know, that they will do much. They'll perform as well as the CBN is expecting. And so he's asking that, you know, the CBN look into all the different factors that would affect the performance. And he also mentioned the fact that of all the countries who are crude oil producing countries, Nigeria's exchange is the one that keeps, you know, fluctuating, and our Naira is at its lowest, you know, in many years. And he says that, like, if you look at Saudi Arabia and other countries, the reason why they've been able to maintain their exchange rate and the exchange rate is because they have been more prudent in the way they have utilized their crude oil and their oil. So those are the things that we also need to look at in making sure that we maintain a stronger exchange rate, a stronger Naira to the dollar, and also a more stable exchange rate.
Okay, so quite a number of our Nigerians have arrived from Ukraine. I think it's staying about 1,000 and I think 112 so far have all been landing since last week. But more updates from Ukraine itself concerning the war is about 1.5 million refugees have fled the country, and they said it's the largest since World War II. And they've been going to in the last 10 days, they've been going to Hungary, Romania, and Poland. And I mean, a lot of updates from it, but there was one that was quite interesting. France was throwing a dart at UK for not allowing Ukrainians to come into the border because they didn't have visas. So there are a lot of issues going around that. And also, guess what? Russia said that if there's any country, let me even read it, Russia's defense ministry yesterday warned that any country that offers the use of its airfields to Ukraine's military for attacks on Russia should just consider themselves a part of that war. That they will just call you mob and just blow you also. So if according to him, no country should allow Ukraine to provide,
really
provide
for
airfields
Ukraine
for Ukraine to
Ukraine is
attack
expecting
Russia.
NATO to issue a no-fly zone over their country. NATO is saying if they do, they would have to enforce it, and that would mean a full-fledged war.
But the Prime Minister of Israel has also gone there to try to talk to Russia to see what he can do.
Israel, that are occupying somebody's land, they are protesting the occupation of Ukraine.
I mean, and the more I'm hearing about the history of this war and the history of the conflict, and I'm wondering, where do I stand? You know, the more you're hearing about different
feel that
of
the
different
Western
countries.
world are not doing enough to, and that you cannot expect external solution for internal problems. So we need to solve our problems internally, and it should be a lesson to Nigeria, because if you think if anything happens here, maybe China will come and help you. Nobody, you'll be on your own. I want to take the Eco Bridge story. The Lagos State Material Testing Laboratory has begun integrity tests on Eco, Ijora, and Marine bridges. They said that they've gotten reports that some fire incident that had happened in the past, people have filed in reports concerning this bridge. So the statement was that we have geologists, that's from the general manager of LSMTL, Mr. Olufunsho Olulade. He says we have builders, geologists, civil engineers, material engineers, name it, we have the expertise. He also mentioned that he's a current registered engineer and civil engineer, project manager with over 30 years experience. They are doing this test for the past 14 days. The results will come out and they will determine if this bridge integrity fails the integrity test, they will fix it. But if it doesn't, it will be good to go. We'll be getting the details very soon.
Okay, the Punch. World Bank rejects 4 trillion naira 2022 fuel subsidy. Experts predict more loans. Lagos driver crushes 4 siblings, others youth protest. Arrested Randy husband seeks forgiveness for raping in-law for 3 years. PRT abduction, victim 72-year-old mother seeks government's help. NDLA seizes 294,444 tramadol tablets. Others arrest 41 in nationwide raids. Court workers threaten fresh strike over judiciary autonomy. And implement 2009 agreement. Fund or short adversity, says ASU. Okay, let's start with the human interest stories.
Yes. So, 4 siblings and some passers-by have been reportedly crushed by motorists driving against traffic. That's one way at the MJ bus stop in Alagbado area of Lagos. While 2 of the children, that's of the 4 siblings, 2 of them have been confirmed dead. The other 2 are in really bad condition in the hospital. Another person also has been confirmed dead by the police. So Punch had done like an investigation before, gathered, reports that that particular area have experienced frequent accidents on that road because the drivers keep driving against traffic. And this current one caused a lot of the people to, a lot of youths, to go out and protest the constant accidents on that road. This reminds me of this morning when I was coming to work, because of the Eco Bridge that has been blocked. So traffic is all the way, backed up. And this morning, there were buses driving against traffic. And the attitude is, you're first against traffic. Then there's the attitude of just speeding across, the express towards oncoming vehicle. And what we noticed that there was there are no operatives, no traffic operatives or anyone there to stop them or, So this is something that they do. Obviously, it has happened here for many years and it's caused traffic and it's caused deaths over and over again. Government needs to do, if there's work going on one side of the road, we know that there's some people who would not listen. That will take this there has to be operatives on the road, traffic management on the road to stop this sort of people, to arrest them. So sadly now, a family has lost 2 children. 2 others are in critical condition in the hospital.
Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Introducing an all-time mega offer. Get over 50% discount in the Airtel Home Broadband mega offer. Buy a router for just 10,000 naira and get up to 240 gigabyte or a MiFi for 5,000 naira and get up to 125 gigabyte bonus data. More data, more you. Reliable home broadband by Airtel.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communications story.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing The Punch. There was a human interest story again. A man of the Ogun State Police Command arrested a 35-year-old Idowu Shitu for allegedly raping his wife's 11-year-old cousin. The police, DSP Abimbola Oyeyemi, disclosed his statement on Sunday and said that obviously the man has been arrested. I'm so happy that they're arresting a lot of these people right now. And the family explained that the woman reported that her cousin who lived with them informed her that her husband had been forcefully having sex with her for the past 3 years. Now, I think the communication concerning rape is getting around where kids feel that, okay, I can actually report, I can talk. So they're not keeping quiet anymore. That's a good thing.
Yes.
Where people who have been raped are telling an adult. They're telling and they're reporting it.
So people
I'm happy that mothers and guiders are now taking them to the police. So because we take the stories every day,
it's
good
even
to...
good that the wife,
Yes, you know.
the one that's delicate is that the wife who is the aunt to the...
In protecting her marriage.
She wants to protect her marriage. But this one, she's saying, no, this poor girl that I took in as an orphan whose both parents are dead.
So that's a good thing. I'm happy that people are doing that.
You know that story? I was going to take the story of the ASU, So the ASU national president, Professor Emmanuel Oshodeke, was speaking in reply to the Minister of Labour, Ngige, who said that they are renegotiating. And he said, you cannot renegotiate with us. The agreement was reached in 2009. You fund the universities or shut down the universities. And his complaint was based on the fact that how can the government say they don't have money, but they are spending money on many other areas, building train stations. Worse off, according to him, is the fact that they were able to get out over $8 million to rescue Nigerians in Ukraine, but they cannot afford the educational system in Nigeria to revive it. That if you don't want to fund the educational sector, shut down the universities and let the youth come and meet you, that it is lack of, with what priorities are not right. He said, the children of the poor will suffer in Nigerian universities while their children will have good education outside the country. So according to him, there are many areas where we put money and that the university system will not agree for them to keep on renegotiating. The 2009 agreement is the only condition for them to...
Last week they just said it was a process to get to the agreement.
No, now they want to renegotiate that they don't have money.
Okay, Daily Sun.
I wanted to take Juson's story in the Punch. That's the judicial workers. They are threatening to go on strike again. Let me just quickly say that, they are saying they will do it at a strategic period. You know, very soon the parties will start to have their primaries and there will be primary post-election issues.
Tribunals.
And that is when they will go on strike, because 9 months since they went, they called off their strike. States across the country are still refusing to effect the judicial autonomy that the president had given an executive order for since last year. That only a few states, about just only 8 out of all the 36 states, have passed that bill into law in their state. So they are waiting for them. When they need them the most, they will go on strike.
Fantastic idea. Daily Sun. Buhari hands over to Osinbajo, departs for medical check. 2023 presidency, intrigues, plot against Igbo deepens. Government raid at Anambra communities, disarm vigilantes. Senate said to deal with NDDC situation. Cocaine deal, Kyari 6 others arraignment today. Gender bill, women to hold nationwide protests tomorrow. Group says it will be inhuman to deny women their rights. Okay, which story are we starting with? Our president has handed over to, well, he didn't really hand over, but it was Femi Adesina was saying that he's gone off to the United Kingdom for medical checkup. So remember, he was in the UK for some time, then he went on to Kenya, and then now he has asked them to route his trip back to the UK for medical trips. And then when they asked Femi Adesina who's he going to be handing over to, he said the country is in good hands, that the VP is there, and that...
We've seen how that happened before. There was one time in history where the president impressed everyone by doing the proper thing of writing a letter saying, because he's going for a medical check, the vice president is in charge officially. But this unofficial statement from his spokesperson does not
cut it.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not a legal handover to the vice president, and they can do better, much better. Of course, the president knows. We know where we are in the president's heart and president's life as a country. What's most important?
We have Arewa Youth Assembly calling on Nigerians to join the federal government in its efforts to remedy the fuel crisis that we're experiencing. It's saying that Nigerians should not use this crisis as a political tool, and that they can see government sincerity in trying to resolve the issue. And so all citizens have to play their part by resisting fuel racketeering, panic buying, engaging in acts that are not favorable to our economic and security interests. And the group also said that they are aware that at present there's daily monitoring of trucks out of the depot to all 36 states of the nation with focus on demand and existing stock available in retail stations. So this group is just saying that they feel that they are aware that government is doing as much as it can to solve this issue. We shouldn't allow the bad eggs amongst us to turn it into a political situation. Just give us fuel, shall we're tired of queuing.
So going back to the more details of the gender bill, so there was a press briefing yesterday hosted by Dr. Abiola Akiyode Afolabi, who said that it's like these men in the National Assembly have made up their minds to hold women in perpetual subjection, We have to reject this ill treatment of women. Their failure to pass the gender bill confirms that they have absolutely no regard and respect for womanhood. And they've called the mother of all protests tomorrow, Tuesday, March 8th, begins at 8 a.m. And it says that if this bill is not passed, because they're demanding that the bill be revisited and passed. Because according to them, if this bill is not passed, they're setting us back 20 years of a lot of the lobbying that's been done, all the meetings that all women have been attending, all their various hearings. And yet, with all that happened, the bills did not pass. So they're doing protests where they're hoping that all first ladies and women leaders across the country will join the protest across the country.
So the Senate President was speaking concerning the NDDC situation. For the past 2 years, NDDC had no governing board, and this was probably because they were investigating. There was a forensic audit of the NDDC. Now, the Speaker of the, no, not the Speaker, Senate President Ahmed Lawan said that they are now going to deal with the issue of NDDC, because NDDC is an intervention ministry that is supposed to bring development to the people of Niger Delta. And despite the fact that there's been some allegations within the institution, the current forensic audits are set the record straight, and now they can swear in. They said, let there be full-fledged management and governing board so that our people in Niger Delta will continue to get the attention that made the NDDC to be established in the first place. I'm looking forward to that, because many people have complained that in the past 2 years there hasn't been real effective leadership with the interim management team that was in charge at NDDC. And I hope that the forensic audit, the results will be made public to everyone who had complained about the mismanagement of the NDDC.
Okay, moving on quickly to Vanguard. See how much time we have. Leaving VAT on concurrent list worrisome, says OPS. Abba Kyari, 6 others arraignment today. Air peace versus Kano Emir will not be used to destabilize Nigeria, says Onyema. Outrage trails sharing of petrol as souvenir by Lagos socialite. Buhari leaves Abuja for medical checks in London. APC convention, we have capacity to resolve all the issues, says Buhari. The master scores key milestones in maritime domain security and plan to renegotiate agreements. You are on your own, as to tells federal government. Okay, what has the socialite?
I do. So the newly installed Ereluoki, her name is Chidima Pearl Ogbolu. She had a party in Lekki at the Avila Event Center, and at that party, combustives, that's petrol, were loaded into the hall, displayed and shared as souvenirs. So we know how Nigerians like to party and share souvenirs, but the Lagos State have reservations about such combustives in one place. And so, aside the Lagos State reacting, they said it is ridiculous and unsafe for a right-thinking person to bring a combustive item in high quality into an enclosure. But who do we blame? This is shame on the president. Okay, that's a person's comments. But the Lagos State CSP, Madekunle Ajishebutu, the spokesperson for the State Police Command, has said that even after all their efforts, some people still brought this in, and so they've locked down the Havila Hall. I also read an apology by the celebrants, the lady Chidima Pearl, that, she has accepted that this is totally wrong. And I hope that, this is a learning curve. But I expect Avila Hall, the managers of that hall, to be, blamed as well. So
how?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So you are the owners of your hall. There are rules. We rent hall
And then
now.
they bring you.
You are to enforce if there's a, what's it called? During the COVID, we had COVID guidelines,
measures.
we had safety measures. It is your job to enforce, not because the person has paid, you then open your hall.
No, I don't think
so if the
that's fair.
combustions,
That's not fair.
If the combustions had flared up and an accident had happened, you'd have lost your hall.
Oh,
and you
definitely.
would not have an actionable case. Because you allowed it.
But let's be fair. When we go for parties, do your the owner of the whole screen 7 years want to give out to people? We could have, the truth is that
could have smuggled it in.
there are different ways.
They were displayed. We saw the videos.
I don't think Avila is. Yes, they might. They have been more cautious, but I don't think they are.
Very culpable.
Their own opinion amongst others, so it's not just them.
It's not just them.
And
But as the owners and managers of that event center, they should not have allowed the people partying.
All right, let us. I was going to take a story. Oh, our dear Earpiece says that, listen, he's a man of peace. He doesn't like all this wahala. Because these people are making this conversation between him and the emir into an ethnic conversation. It's like, listen,
And it's not.
I was speaking that he said, let me make it clear that the emir of Kano is my brother, as well as Issa Bayero It's a record that Isabella was very instrumental to the setting up of Airpeace in Kano. So we're family and friends. And so let's not let this thing degenerate to ethnic issue. That has happened. It was a misunderstanding for the most part. And he has called on everybody to please keep his or her sword and let this thing end. So those are really stop it.
Exactly.
There's no ethnic issue. There's a situation here. And it was just a misunderstanding. So move on, people.
Thank you.
Any other story in Vanguard? Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay. Abakari, you didn't take Abakari.
Okay.
Yeah, what's your story here?
Yeah, just that Abakari and others would be in court today facing the charges against them.
Right.
And the report just gave us a breakdown of what has happened, until they were arrested. Okay. And also reminded us that the Attorney General of the Federation has also agreed that he should be extradited to the U.S. to face those charges.
Okay, that's all we can take on the front page reviews. When we return, we have a sponsored segue from Hollandia Yogurt. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights on. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission. How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights on. Plans all set.
Headquarters Ambassador Award. This year, the award nominees have been selected from creative art industry. The nominees were chosen based on not only how they use their craft and performance to entertain a global audience, but how they positively inspired peace, love, and unity in Nigeria.
The nominees are actor Richard Mufedamijo, actress Ajoke Silva, comedian Atoyota Hallelujah Akpobome, aka Alibaba, music artist Peter and Paul Okoye, P Square, Shatugako, Miss Nigeria 2021. Your vote will determine who wins. Voting is fast, easy and free. To vote, visit www.dhqambassadors.org. Go to the voting section, click and vote for your favorite nominee. Voting starts on February 14th, 2022 and ends on the 12th of March, 2022. Nigerian Defense Headquarters Ambassador Award. We can do better together.
So that video was from the Nigerian Defense Headquarters Ambassador Award. So they're going to use this video to rally for support for people to actually vote for. The voting is free and easy. They're urging viewers to vote for the ambassadors of their choices. So from the video, you've seen the few nominees they've had. They had Richard Mufedamijo, they had Joka Silva, they had Shato Darko, Alibaba, and P Square. So that's what the video is, yes.
So Nigerians are required to vote for their preferred winner. A grant will then be given to the winner to carry out various peace-related activities using their celebrity status and platform.
This award is to honor an individual or group in the creative arts sector who has directly or indirectly played a significant role in activities related to peace building, love and unity in Nigeria. The winner will be eligible to become an active partner on civil-military defense dialogues, programs, and collaboration, as well as other related engagement activities.
So I'm excited about this. The winner will, the Nigerian Defense Headquarters will partner with the winners to create and execute some civil-military programs that will reduce conflict, promote fairness, improve peace, unity, and grow love among Nigerians. And I know we've discussed having more celebrities involved in the forefront of the change we need in how we think.
And even in peace, at this point, we need a lot of peace. You know, little things sparks up, and people now start bringing religion into it, they bring ethnicity into it, they bring issues of your region and all stuff. So we need to remind ourselves that we have peace in the land right now, and I'm happy that the Defense Headquarters is putting this initiative out there for Nigerians to vote. So it's all about you. You determine who the ambassador will be. And that person will be at the forefront of ensuring peace and doing a lot of programs to bring harness peace across the country, which I think is crucial at this time.
Yeah, very important. Well done.
Okay, let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we bring in our guest from Hollandia, Yogurt. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n bá kú tọ́jọ́ ọkú wọn ò tí ì pé wọ́n á papòdà síbòmíì.
Is that how you gonna say it? Ọdún wa sọ yẹn. Ó ṣe wá kọ̀wé ránṣẹ́ yìí pé òun fẹ́ rí mi kájọ fojúkojú yìí kò yé èmi o.
Bó ṣe pé ẹ̀rí ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ àyà mi ti sọ kí.
Torí kí ni?
Àkọ́yẹ́ kọ́ mọ píjẹ́ ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ yọ ọmọ mú yẹn rí flashback jọ́ ìkéyọ̀ ọmọ tó mọ ẹgbọ́n mọ́.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights up. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Thanks for staying with us. So joining us on the show is the brand manager for Hollandia, Bose Okunyemi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, ladies.
So we're having Hollandia today, and we're thinking, what is going on with Hollandia yogurt? What's your brand strategy this year? What are you doing? What are you working on?
Okay, so this year we continue to bring the many goodies that Hollandia yogurt is known for. As you all know, Hollandia yogurt basically created the yogurt industry in Nigeria. I mean, in 2005, people were having yogurt, but it was basically local.
Yes.
You know, basically. You know someone who makes yogurt in plastic cans. Yeah, exactly, at home. And then, you know, you buy based on your trust of that person. If you feel that that person has made it well, then you buy. And then the storage is not easy to store. If you consume, you open it to consume, you have to finish it and all of that. And Chi Limited saw an opportunity there to bring yogurt to much more people in a safer way, and then we went into aseptic packaging. Aseptic packaging just simply means that there's no human interference between when the product is made, is mixed, and when it gets into the bottle, into the pack, and is capped, into the carton and is capped. So it just simply means there's no human intervention. So from there, the segment grew, more players came into the market, but we've remained really well known for the unique tastes of Hollandia yogurt. Other, you know, brands try to copy, but at the end of the day, you hear people talk about Hollandia as the hallmark of enjoyment. When someone says, oh, they want to go, they want to relax and enjoy themselves, they talk about how, you know, they are going to use their last week or something to buy Hollandia yogurt and go and relax.
See, we have to tell you the truth. My children, many children love this particular yogurt. And for, you know, you mentioned the unique taste. And that's one thing that I noticed too. But apart from that, given that yogurt is just an easy thing many of us do in our household, what, apart from the taste, do you think sets you apart from every other one?
I think it's the availability in every nook and cranny. Because you see, no matter how great a product is, if it's not available and if it's not accessible, available means it's everywhere. Accessible means you can buy it. Over the years, we've established a lot of pack sizes. So what makes Hollandia yogurt different is that we have 10 different pack sizes and variants. So if you're a child, if it's for your child, you have the pack for your child. If you're just alone, you have the 500 ml pack. If you are with your family, you have the 1 liter pack. So our extensive range of SKU packs in marketing we say SKU, but that's not normal. It's the pack sizes is just so available, and we've driven distribution in such a way that we say we've democratized the consumption of yogurt. Yogurt is not exactly cheap if it's premium. However, what we've done is we've taken that premium taste, that premium product, and we've taken it to every nook and cranny of the country, and we've made it so affordable and available to every person in the country that you can just buy a pack. It doesn't matter who you are. There's a pack of Hollandia yogurt for you.
So like I said, the market, the Hollandia yogurt no need advert. But here today, are you running any campaign that is of interest to consumers?
Okay, yeah. We recently started, running the campaign with our brand ambassador. We have signed, last year we signed Zainab Balogun Nwachukwu. She's a producer and actress. For us, she embodies that, innovation and creativity. A young person who is determined to break away from the mold, who is determined to do things differently. So we partnered with her and we shot a campaign. I think you ran the campaign earlier. And we shot that campaign and we've been running the campaign this year. And towards the end of the year, we should have another nice addition to our pack range as well. Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to ask, you've already just sort of touched on what I wanted to ask you about Zainab, because we know about the signing up, and I always just wonder, okay, why choose a brand ambassador, and how would you say that relationship has profited Hollandia?
Okay, like I said before, she's a young, versatile actress, producer, and if you watch how the movies she makes, the projects she takes on, they are very, very different and very, very innovative. So while Hollandia Yogurt is a leader in innovation, and we are positioning for more success in the future, we believe that Zainab will also help us to reach the younger TG, who are also positioning for success through creativity like her. So that's how that partnership works, where we are leader, we are established. However, we need to continue to remain relevant to the young people. And she is very, very relevant to the young people. She's very, very creative.
Okay, so what else are we expecting from the brand going forward? I know there's a lot of plans ahead. What are you doing in the future, the near future? Okay, so we continue. This year, our goal is to continue on our affordability drive. You were just reviewing the newspapers and we're talking about how the economy is smiling. Let me just put it that way. So we need to continue to ensure that dairy nutrition is available to everybody. So affordability is a key project for us this year. So Hollandia yogurt, that is continuing to remain affordable. So we will be, bringing to the market some new things that will ensure that we remain still a secret?
Yeah, it's still a secret at this point. So we ensure that we remain, because nutrition through dairy is very key. So we want to ensure that we continue to democratize that.
So after all this English is spoken, you didn't bring yogurt for us. After all this Hollandia speaking, how can you see women that have children and you bring Hollandia for us?
Surprise! How dare I? How will I do that? How dare I come here?
I was saying that after you speak all this English,
I come with my T-shirt.
Thank you for the sign.
I come to talk about the product.
How you get we like this before here.
So the thing is, these are different packs. This is the 1 liter, and this is the 500 ml pack. It's for single serve for you to enjoy by yourself. We have the 315 ml. We have the one with the straw, and finally we have the smaller pack.
Use up your money. Finish. That's all we can say. That's all we can say. Thank you very much, Bosse, for joining us when he was in. nice to hear all the plans Hollandia has. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, move on to other topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy Eastplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communications story.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission. How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission. How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it. A week. And with over 200 rights groups berating the outcome of last week's constitutional amendment process at the National Assembly that went against all the gender bills. We're still upset at that.
Everyone.
Anyway, joining us on the show is Executive Director of Enough is Enough, Yemi Adamoleku. Good morning, Yemi. Are you there?
I'm here. Morning, lady.
Yes, good to have you. So we hear that there's the mother of all protests being planned for tomorrow. For those who have no idea what's happening, could you just give us a quick summary of what happened at the National Assembly and why women are taking this step?
All right, so thanks for having me. We're in the process of amending our constitution. So plenty issues, so we're amending it. And part of that amendment process, there were 68 proposed amendments. 5 of them focused particularly on women. And all 5 of them, every single one, failed, both at the Senate and at the House of Reps. But what's particularly interesting, and I'll say, is 2 things. One is the fact that one of the bills, which is to have reserved seats for women, controversial, I know, as it is, but the point is that that particular bill was sponsored by the Speaker of the House of Representatives and over 100 members of the House. It got about 80-something votes. So it even means that the people who sponsored the bill didn't vote for it.
We had.
So that's really the crux of what the issue is. And so the voting started, I believe, on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, and women were at the National Assembly protesting. And the request was really simple. Be like, look, we can't go through this. It's taking a decade plus to get to this point. Fine, if you don't want to, let's come to the negotiation table. You can't deny 50% of Nigeria's population their rights. It just is not. I mean, you said it yourself, you guys are still angry. So a lot of women are angry and...
Right. Let me get a few more questions in for you. Yes, ma'am.
So the conversation, we've had this conversation very heated, and we are a women's show pioneering the voice of women being heard, and it was really painful for all of us to hear that after all that had been done, this could still happen to us in the 21st century. But the response I've gotten from those that maybe the constitutional lawyers and all of them, they're saying, this is gone. They've already voted. If you're the only thing that can be done is for the next round of constitutional reviews. Why exactly are women still protesting when it seems like, what are you hoping to achieve with the protests?
Well, as far as I know, there's no law that says they can't bring it back. It's a National Assembly, they voted. So if everybody that voted decided that, okay, we want to revote, either because your constituencies are putting you under pressure, your wives at home will not let you sleep, your daughters are asking you, Daddy, what's up? How did you do that? So if the people who voted decides, you know what, we've changed our minds, we want to revote, I'm not aware, I'm not a lawyer, for clarity, but I'm not aware of any provision, and there are enough lawyers on the front of this issue, from Aisha Oyebode to Biola Akinode, Bere Ifendu. There are plenty lawyers at the front. So I would imagine that they would know if there's a provision in our laws that make it impossible. So because it is possible, is why we're asking for it.
Okay.
You know, after it happened, the day after, we had a guest come on the show, and yes, and she talked about how even though it failed, the numbers, given the numbers of women at the National Assembly, which she said were about 12, she says the number of people who voted, it shows that some men were on board to vote for women. So she sees it as a positive. And it means it's now time to re-strategize. So for me, I would like to know what you think, apart from the protest, what re-strategizing should mean at the National Assembly?
I think fundamentally, we actually have to have a question about why this is even an issue. So all this one about strategizing, we didn't lobby hard enough. I'm sorry, I personally don't get it. Like, all the men in the National Assembly all were born of a woman. So I'm not quite sure why this is a difficult conversation to have. So let's even forget reserved seats, because I tend to say that I understand that that's contentious. So let's leave that one, because there are women who say, let women go and fight for their seats. Let's leave that one. In Nigeria today, if you are a man and you marry a white Swiss woman, she becomes a citizen of Nigeria. But if you're a woman and you marry a male a Swiss man, white Swiss man, I'm using Switzerland because it's a neutral country, so hopefully nobody will get offended. But you marry a white Swiss man, he can't be a citizen. If you're a woman in Nigeria today, I'm from Ondo State, example, I marry a man that's from Lagos. I've lived with him, we've been married for 5 years. I cannot run for office in Lagos. Well, Lagos is not really a good example because we have a mixed attitude. We're very welcome. So maybe Lagos is not a good example, but just for context.
Yeah.
Let me say Enugu. Marry a man for Enugu. They'll tell me in Enugu that I should go to Ondo to contest for elections, that I'm not from Enugu. So that was another part of the bill that says, look, if we've been married for 5 years, I live in his state. How am I going to contest for elections in my state? So should my family follow me, or I'll be a House of Rep member representing Ondo and my family will be in Enugu? So that was another provision that was being voted on. And thirdly, for me, also tied, not a gender bill per se, but also very tied, diaspora voting. Diaspora sent over $17 billion in 2020. They're on track to send about the same amount of money in 2021. I think that's more than we get from oil that we sell. And you're saying they shouldn't have a say in Nigeria's elections. How does that make sense?
Let me get a few more questions in for you.
Let any diaspora person do something great. We will celebrate them. Oh, Nigerians in the diaspora are wonderful, but they can't vote. Go ahead, Mariah.
So, I heard one of the lawmakers say that, make we give them, should we give them, should we not give them, you know? They were sort of gloating about it. So someone said, power is not served a la carte. So you have to go and work at it. So how long, how do we work at it? Must we occupy the entire House of National Assembly before we can get this? And how do we go about it?
Two things. I mean, the protests will continue, and it shouldn't just be National Assembly. One of the things we're working on in states is that state groups should go to the offices, the constituency offices of their senators and House of Rep members, and put pressure there as well. So as we're putting pressure in Abuja, you're also putting pressure in their offices at home. But last, as you just said, for me, I think it's a 2023 election matter.
Yes.
Anybody, because luckily it's not a yea or nay vote. We actually know, we're going to know how people.
So, Yemi, that's where I'm going. Yemi, let me pause you for a second, because since last week, ladies and I have been discussing that we need to name and shame these people. Have that list been released to you? And do we know who voted against, so that we can begin the groundwork of campaigning against them in their various constituencies as women?
So it's parallel. Because we're asking them to revote, we've made a request for the breakdown of how people voted, but we've also asked them to revote. So in their own interest, this is what I would say. If they want to forestall all this, they shouldn't release how people voted. They should bring these issues back to the table. Let's have a conversation about what is and what is not, and then vote again. At that point, then release, because they have to anyway. It's a simple freedom of information request. How did they vote? And when they now release that list, any man that decides that a woman should not have citizenship, indigenship rights, or be entitled to have representation in political parties or appointed offices will now know the power that women have. I mean, you guys cover elections. Women are the ones at the rallies. Women are the ones campaigning. Women are the ones that vote the most. Yes. So women then need to show with their power and their numbers what their vote really means.
In fairness, I heard Honorable Luga was saying us last week that the Honorable Speaker, in fairness to him, revisited a particular bill maybe 3 times, asked them to review. Are you sure? Because your names are attached to this. But is there a private meeting you are having with the Honorable Speaker, Speaker Gbajabiamila especially, and the Senate President, Hamad Lawan, where you can actually speak to them to support these cause and these initiatives we're trying to do to get women to protest and get the members to revote? What are they saying about this?
I mean, I can't speak to what they're saying or not saying, but I will say that their consultations are happening on multiple levels. And just because the way we are as a society, if all we're doing private meetings, nobody will see it and it won't be headline news. But if you have 1,000 women in front of National Assembly, TVC will cover it. TVC can't cover a private meeting. So the beauty and the necessity of protest is that it keeps the issues front burner. And front burner not just for the National Assembly members, but front burner for Nigerians. So we begin to think and understand what these issues are. That it's not just about special seats for women, is women don't want things that they fought for. It's the fact that women are consistently not being seen as equals in a country that has 50% women. And why the conversation around, oh, go and lobby, oh, go and fight, should not even be an issue.
Right.
You have daughters. So this is not just, if people even just thought about this 10 years down the line, so your daughter wants to run for office in the future, or your daughter wants to be in political space, we're saying make them feel, or make them, to be honest, I'm not even sure it's make them feel. We are equal citizens. It's just that our laws refuse to recognize us as that.
Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
The Zenith Better Life.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC Communications story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy eSplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a...
For staying with us. We're still discussing this issue of the gender bills that was thrown out by the National Assembly. We still have with us the Executive Director of Enough is Enough, Yemi Adamalekun. I have a phone call, I'm told. Professor Samuel Odewumi from LASU. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
Yeah, good morning. Please permit me to make 3 quick points.
Yes.
Number one, you are under demanding when you are saying a lady should be either a husband's place or a father's place. We should demand that the lady should have the two states to claim. That is the only thing that you will, because it's the way you gain an advantage. If a lady wants to seek for position in her state of origin, that is her father's place, the law should allow her. If it is her husband's place, the law should allow her. Don't just say either husband or because you will forfeit in our parents' place, which may be even more preferable. So when somebody is an underdog, you empower that person. So the law we are demanding is that a lady should be able to claim the two states. Number two, as Morayo said, name and shape is a game of balance of terror. When you know somebody who spoke against the bill, go to his state, mobilize against him, vote against him, tell people this man is against our interest. They will be afraid. So they will not be able to confront him. And we will start with this by-elections, Ekiti, Osun. Thirdly, mobilize for your kind. If you have the voter card and you have the number, tell your people to vote for your own people. If other people will not listen to you, you should listen to yourself. So when they know that when you mobilize, let all of you go to a state. Look at what happened to Natasha in Kogi State. She was beaten, she was demoralized, she was harassed, and nobody said anything for her. So you women, you have the number. Use it. Because if you are begging somebody, the person is not agreeing, use your own power.
All right. Thank you, Professor. It was a really pleasure hearing that.
So
yes, Nima.
I love that the professor said we should balance terror. So do me, I do you kind of thing. But Yemi, how do you react to a former senator saying that this is not the time for all the protests that we are having? That this is not the time for us to be having protests. It is at the time of the debate when the issues are on the front burner before the National Assembly that the protests and the picketing should have happened.
First of all, thank you, Professor Odebumi, for that suggestion. And you're quite right. I mean, both states should be on the table, but at least, I was just making the point about what the bill said. And about Natasha, I disagree. Women did speak up. Women did rally around, and I'm sure Natasha would affirm that that's what happened. But I disagree with the senator. I mean, I'm not of the opinion that there's any good or bad time for a protest.
Breaking up.
The picketing shouldn't be happening who were discussing. I mean, you got over 100 members of the House of Representatives sponsoring the bill. So we would be picketing there for what purpose? Because the discussions got to a point where there was an agreement on what this is what we're talking about. We've brought this thing this far. We're engaging the lawmakers, the women in the House of Representatives, the women in the Senate, women's groups across the country had several discussions. There were public hearings, there were technical meetings, there were several meetings so that it's not just, I mean, when you're at a rally, it's almost unidirectional. You are the one making your point known so people can hear where you stand. But when you want to get the technicals of a bill passed, you need to write. You can't be writing while you're protesting. So all that work was done behind the scenes, and we thought that the groundwork had been laid. So you will go in and you will vote. Because part of it is a mindset shift, which is why I keep saying that if we're not seen as equal citizens, it's not protesting that will suddenly make you see me as an equal citizen.
Right. Yeah. Let me take Hassan that I come to Mariam. Hassan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
There are some laws I subscribe to the views and the education of the women. About this issue of a woman married to a man in another state. When you are giving out your daughter, you are giving out your daughter to that family. To wheresoever state that family of the man comes from, that is where she belongs to. I subscribe to that 100%. Number two, you see this issue of allocating special seats. It's a long process. And I don't think going to National Assembly for that particular issue is in the right place. You go to the parties. Parties are the ones responsible for fixing candidates in every constituency. Now you are saying there should be allocation. You are telling me that there should be much more demarcation of the country. Remember, there's a mistrust in the country, whereby some people are feeling, a kind of marginalized, feeling dominated by some people. You go back to the population drawing board, you go back to democracy, you go back to the geography, and that one is all right for now. Go to the party, go to National Assembly, you are in the wrong place. The parties are the ones to say, from this constituency, woman must come out from here, not National Assembly. Nobody would forsake himself for any woman in National Assembly. It's about power.
Thank you very much, Hassan.
I love the fact that we're coming out to protest, especially because the attitude, like you mentioned, Nima mentioned, the attitude of the men was really more like, what can we do for them? And I hate that we're put in a position where it seems that we're begging, for our rights to be given to us. So on the one hand, the protest will work, and then the re-strategizing at the National Assembly. But we need to really look at our relationships with each other as women before we even get to any offices, before we get appointments, before we're at the National Assembly. What can we do better at the grassroots to, foster a more trusting relationship where we can see another woman and vote for her? We talk about Ms. Akoti, you said that women stood up for her, but I can tell you that there were so many women that thought she did too much, she was talking too much. Why is she the only one? We have that attitude. What can we do, deliberately to change this mindset?
It's a journey. And to the gentleman who spoke, and I think that's a part of the challenge of women should go and fight it at the political party. And you're quite right. I mean, I think it was Governor Wiki that spoke about PDP and what PDP is doing in Rivers. All the vice chairmen of the local government are women, and I think he talked about 30 or 35% appointments for women as well. So yes, there's a place at the political party level. But there is also a place because of the federation, that is at the National Assembly level, because we are... Some things you have to legislate, and from countries from Rwanda to Uganda to Tanzania, they have women representation in the numbers that they have because it was legislated. And its point about constituency, let's take the Senate, for example. What was agreed was that there'll be one woman representing women, youth, persons with disability constituency that will represent the state. And that was the concession. So it's one. So it's not that you're dividing the country anymore. It's like the whole state has one woman representative. So at least you have a voice of half of Nigeria's population on the floor of the Senate when we're making bills. But to your point about mindset shifts, it's a lot of work. And to be honest, it's not work that we're doing well. Because we understand how we are conditioned in a country that's patriarchal, that men are better and women are subservient. So we shouldn't underestimate how women grow up in this environment and how they think about the role of a woman. Our president said, for example, a woman's role is in the other room. So we shouldn't underestimate how that plays in people's minds. So when they see women contesting, even in the corporate world, we talk about women being too bossy, women being too pushy because a woman is assertive. But if it's a man that does exactly the same thing, you don't use the same words to describe
Let me take this call.
It's also shown by research.
Let me take this call. My Adedo is waiting for a while. Adedo, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, everybody in the house.
Morning.
Yeah, good morning. My own perspective about this bill is simply that this bill is against two sections of the country. You understand? And again, you see, we have to fight very hard. It's a very good bill, you understand, because women constitute about 50% of the population in Nigeria. So you have a vote. But the truth is, the technical aspect of it is this. This bill is against two sections of section, you understand? Because virtually everybody believes that, okay, even if you're married to one side of the country, and one side of the section of the country, and you now remarry, what happens to that opportunity? You know, there are different ways on how you look at the policy and law. You understand? So the women folks can actually come together and use their PVC. But for this bill to fly, you have to work.
All right. I know it was really hard to hear you, but let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it. Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it. Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy Eastplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your...
Thanks for staying with us. So we're going to be rounding up on this because, as I said, there's a major protest happening, but there's an angle of this conversation that many people don't like to talk about, which is the possibility or the suspicion that when we finally get the names and the data of who voted, you might start seeing some colors around certain regions, you know, saying, okay, maybe this particular region voted more against women because, you know, as we know, the Child Rights Act took a long time for many states to adopt, because many people are still saying that children within their own region are allowed to get married. So if this happens, where when the chart comes out and we see a certain bloc actually voted against this, what therefore does that communicate to women in the whole? What do we therefore do? Do we now take the fight to those communities directly? Or how therefore do we, this is just suspicion and speculative, right, of course, because we don't have the data yet. But it's speculative to talk about it. But however, if our suspicions are true, how then do we penetrate these societies that may have incidentally voted against women specifically?
But it's the same. I mean, as I was saying before we go on break, return on investment shows in the corporate world that women on the table brings better returns for businesses. You make more money with women on your board. Well, you're quite right. There are parts of the country, I mean, Child Rights Act hasn't been domestic or hasn't been approved in certain states. I don't know the states off the top of my head. But if it does show that pattern, it just shows where the work needs to be focused on for both women who are outside those states and then women who are within those states. Women that have lobbied incredibly to get it passed in certain states, it just means more work needs to be done. And they then need to be willing to come forward because ultimately they are the ones that vote them as representatives. And then it also goes back to our discussion about us as a country. So if it's in parts of the country where it's a challenge, in other parts of the country where people voted in support, what are those parts then willing to do to show that commitment? Because mind you, the amendment was not just at the National Assembly, but also at the State House of Assembly level. So if the people from other parts of the country had voted for it, then can they then reflect that in the patterns of percentages in the State House of Assembly?
Right.
Because at least that one is within their control to do. Yeah.
All right, let's take a few comments online. Yes,
Corey Michael says, in fact, all women in Nigeria at this junction, make them go on strike, make them close their all the slave mamas and slave queens should carry placard all over until this bill is passed.
That's a good idea.
That's from Corey Michael. National strike until gender bill is passed. No doing around the whole nation. Women on strike.
Yeah, in fact, that's a fantastic idea. I mean, I think that is a great idea. If women say, okay, henceforth from today, Shemo,
Nothing.
Other room, kitchen, nothing. And we close it down. We shut it all down. That's a good strategy, I think. Amy, don't you think?
Who will enforce?
Well, it's a fantastic idea. I think it's interesting that it's men that are suggesting.
It shows that we have some.
But what would actually be more powerful if men lent to this. So if men believe in this cause, then why are they making a women's fight? Why is it that women are shut down? Why are they not speaking to their brothers and sisters?
All these men who celebrate their mothers as my mother is a superwoman, if not for my mother, as my mother is a rock. The same women are saying that their wives are not competent too. So let me quickly just say that who will enforce if women were to lock up that area? Festus Akiboye
your conscience will enforce it.
Okay. There are too many traitors.
Festus Akiboye says, time to bring proportional representation system to our politics. We should help to achieve gender balance in our National Assembly. Our political parties should remove all barriers limiting women and employ electoral quotas to promote more female candidates. It's doable. Andrew says, women needed more than ever in global politics. Why? Angela Merkel knew that Putin would do what he did, and why? She mentioned he has a 19th century mind in 21st century. If Angela was around, Putin would not dare.
We have to wrap up, unfortunately. I mean, just finally, just give us the dates and venues. No, not this today. I mean, it's tomorrow, actually. The dates, venue, where we're meeting, where the Nigerian women can meet, a protest across the country very quickly.
Tomorrow is International Women's Day. So if you're in Abuja, please join at the National Assembly gate at 8 a.m. If you are in Lagos, it is 8 a.m. at the State House of Assembly. And if you are in Calabar, it is also 8 a.m. at the Calabar roundabout by the state, en route to the State House of Assembly. So those are 3 locations that women are raising their voices. And across the country, we're also encouraging women to organize in small groups and go to your senator's constituency office, your House of Rep members' constituency office, to put pressure that this has to be done. But ultimately, this game is all about 2023. Women just need to realize that if this country refuses to recognize what we bring to the table, then we should show it at the ballot box.
Thank you very much. We'll be speaking with the Executive Director of Enough is Enough, Yemi Adamulakun. When we come back, we're going to break. We'll come back to another hot topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps,
Thanks for staying with us. So we're discussing a hot topic that we saw over the weekend. So many of you know Reuben Abati, who is a journalist on a different news station. And the video went viral where he was talking to a correspondent who kept calling his name Reuben, Reuben, Reuben. Of course, in his response and reaction to the young ladies calling up his name, said, were you there when they gave birth to me? You must have been there because the way you're calling my name. And then he said something about mannerless, mannerless youngsters or so. And then he also referred to the fact that when you're done, I'll educate you on my history in journalism. So you have an idea who you're talking to. So, of course, many went for him, people criticized him, many women groups spoke against him, said it was rude, unprofessional. What are your thoughts on this? Because there are different angles. Others are saying, hey, listen, was he wrong? Because that he may have been right by saying that she was being rude by just calling his name, but he could have gone about it a different way. You tell us your thoughts. You can call us on 0981-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also send us tweets on TVC Connect, hashtag your view. Let's hear your thoughts. Many of you have seen this video. I'm not sure we're going to play it, but it will be, if you haven't seen it, you can go online and check it out. If you just type Google Reuben Abati, trust me. So, what are your thoughts? Let me start with
the part where you said mannerless young people was said by the blogs.
Okay.
I listened to that video.
I thought so, I didn't
hear
him say
so
that.
There was this stutter, and they put that word on. I'm still
But others are saying, the producer is confirming to me that he actually said it. So maybe there's a different version that we didn't hear. I didn't hear it either, but my producer is telling me now that he actually said it. But yeah, Mariam, want to start?
Yes, so I just found I found it really funny because I've always known, or I've been made to know that on TV like this, professionally, you can refer to each other by your first names. I remember when I first came on this show with YK, it used to be so hard to just call her YK. Like, how do I do it? But, you know, it was what was expected of the profession. I was not going to be calling her Auntie Annie constantly. And one time we had a meeting and she was asked, how would you want to be called? And she says, YK is fine by me, by anyone. So this is something that we see, and we like to also, you know, pretend or want to be like the international, what do you call them?
Standard.
Yes, international standards. And we hear them, they call each other by name. And I know that they also have a culture where they say ma'am or sir, but when they come to TV, they call each other by their names. So for me, I think he was, you know how sometimes online, when you're on TV, you put your foot in your mouth. There are gaffes, it happens. Right. You do not mean for it to come out a certain way. It was maybe supposed to be sort of like a joke, and it just came out wrong. That's on one hand. Secondly, I felt also that, is it because it was a woman on the other side? If it was a man, would he have been offended that she was calling him by his name, or would they have just seen it as one of those things?
All right.
That's two. Thirdly, we have always talked about localizing our own development and how we want to do things. We have a culture.
Discuss on both sides. When you finish the show, I want us to have a conversation. So let's not finish it in one conversation.
Okay.
So the part of the unprofessional part, right? Because, I mean, I would never forget this day where Abike Dabiri was on our table. I think Jumoket was on the table. And she was like, so Abike, I cringed. But in the profession as a media practitioner, you can use your first name. It's normal for you to use your first name. I cringed because I'm like, the least you can do is Honorable Abike, because that's what she was. But she was referring to her as a co-journalist, like Abike, you know. So I cringe because I'm a Nigerian. Yeah. I cringe. That because for you, how would you call somebody who is at least ahead of you or older than you in career and all that by the name? So it goes back to what we'll come to the other angle. What are your thoughts on the fact that many accused him of being unprofessional? Let's even start before we start talking about international standard.
So I'm of the opinion that human beings, our reactions are cumulative of all our past experiences, and the lashing out for me also made me cringe, you know. So I don't know what he was feeling, but he lashed out. For the years of experience that he has, you wouldn't lash out. That would be my expectation, that you might be very, very, I know somebody would irritate everything out of you, and you will hold it till after the show, and then give them
your mind.
Not when you know you're on live TV. And I don't have the years of experience that he has, but we've done live TV for the past almost 9 years now. And we know that sometimes some things will happen, it will be on the tip of your tongue, you must not say it. So that for me was a bit like, today is not the day.
Let me come to Nima, because I know Mariam mentioned something about YK. YK is from Yeni.
Yeah, and I call YK Auntie Yeni.
Yes. So when you want to say Yeni, you can't say, even me, I can't say Yeni. But YK is easier to say YK than a Yeni. I wouldn't say Yeni. Am I all right? So it's the same thing. So there are two different things. But let me know what your thoughts when you heard this.
So me, I laughed. I laughed when I watched it. And you know, just because on Thursday I was saying, who set these international standard things? Who are the upholders or enforcers of this, our international? If we were an African station, we will proudly not compel international standard looks. And we'll also proudly not compel international standards addresses, such that the young lady in question would have been trained as part of the standards of Nigeria to remember when you're talking to your elders. But it's not in the training that you get at the NBC, NUJs and all of that. It's not in that training. And so she kept going international standard on someone who felt it was too much to continue to call with my first name at me. If we want to be African, let's choose where we want to be.
So that brings me to where Nima was, where Mariam was taking that. Who defines international standard? Because you see people speak in a certain way, with a certain accent, and you're thinking, are you talking to Nigerians or you're talking to yourself? Because sometimes it gives you that blocking, like, okay, who are we talking to here?
Mariah, I think that I've been on this several times in recent times, talking about how important our culture is. I've said it over and over again. When the story of the emir came up, I'm like, there's some things that we can't be so murdered that we forget our culture. We are a cultural people. We are. And I don't like the way we make it look like, was 21st century. No, we're not. We are Africans. We respect our elders. We have a very elderly professional in TVC. I will not go and say Mr. I can't even say Mr. I can't even call the name. It's Mr. Yori Folari. That's the least I would do. I'm not going to call his first name because it is respect. What am I thinking?
But as a correspondent, though.
So here is the thing. Here is how I see it. Maybe if it was just once or twice, but it was...
She kept saying...
Yeah. So I think that at some point in time, we need to understand that there are things that might seem right, but you cannot do it. We call honorables. Why do we give them honorables? Because we don't want to call their names. Excellency, we don't want to... Because our culture doesn't allow us to just call names like that. So when we are doing this, in some businesses, Moabudu is being called Mo, M-O. Why? We created those acronyms so as to accommodate not putting auntie, MA, not putting auntie or putting all those prefix to the names, but still embody respect.
Let me, I'll come to you, Mary. Let me take this call. It's been holding for a while. Good morning, Olajumoke. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
God bless you. Happy New Week.
Happy New Week to you too.
Hello?
We can hear you clearly. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I want to contribute concerning the advocacy stuff. Please just beg him and tell him sorry about it. You know, the way, when you are anxious at times, the way you reply to things, the way things is, so I think that's what happened to that lady. So I want to greet Aisha concerning Friday program. I love you all. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay, I didn't get the feedback. Go ahead, Mariam.
Yes. So, talking about this particular station, the station that tried to mirror the Oyinbo, not the international, the Oyinbo part, because international we have Arab, we have, so that Oyinbo-ness is what they tried to mirror. And they have constantly done it that way for many years. So I wonder why on that particular day, with that particular person, would now be the time to talk about how he's being referred, that his first name is being used. They've done it to each other. The other ladies on the show with him refer to him by his name. There are two ladies that usually sit with him. They always call him by his name. So why that particular person?
So why I mentioned that we are a combination and responsibility of many things.
Let's have finish.
So, the comments, as I said, were hilarious. I would go back to the fact that, okay, was it that particular person? Is there an unconscious bias for who she is? A lot of people people don't want to say, but I'll say it. The way she looked, the way she sounded. Did he think that she was at par with the other ladies that sit beside him, and she was not that sort of person, was not that sort of level that she could call him by his name? So those are the many things that may have played in his mind, and he mistakenly said it out, because I know that professionally you would want to keep it
So, in fact, Mariam, thank you for taking us there, because I think that's a fantastic point. So, we have all been trained internationally, right? Mariam, Nima, and Murayo are internationally trained.
They went to the UK.
You went to Ajangbadi, right? You came back, and they now trained you with accent. They now buffed you up a bit to speak like them, right? So now you speak like them, but to me, you still look like Ajangbadi regardless. And because you look like Ajangbadi, because of that, I'm going to treat you.
My name.
So that's another angle.
That's bias in every form.
That's another
angle. The possibility of bias is why I have reservations on this issue. I think that because other ladies, just as you said, on the show with him every day, refer to him by his name, you shouldn't have taken offense at that young lady. Except he auditioned or interviewed that young lady and knows her age and thinks you're too far from my age to so refer.
But is it possible?
And I believe that this is what I believe. If you think that the person is too far from your age to address you, that should have been taken care of before.
Now, so Nima, is it possible that the real problem was not her mentioning the name, was the repetition? So if she had said, thank you, Ruben, for that, so go on to the story. She said it once, but she kept saying it back to back.
She would need to hear him and continue to repeat to confirm contact.
I'll let you talk. I want us to finish that. So imagine if you were talking to YK in the studio, right? And you didn't hear YK. You want to know YK. Maybe you call that Yenny. You will calm down. You will probably calm down. Yenny, if you can't hear, I can't hear you. Please say that again. You'll be afraid to call that name twice or 3 times because you said it once already. There's a respect and regard that even you will not repeat that name, regardless.
Okay, I love to embarrass YK with Auntie Yenny on set. I just love it because I know it embarrasses her. I just love to do it. Sometimes I'll say to her, if she's shouting to me, I'll just shout.
I'm saying put yourself in that girl's shoes.
So that girl, as far as I'm concerned, you know we have different cultures also. Yes. From the name of that girl, you know she's not Southwest.
Okay.
She does not understand that. And you know,
is Ruben Abati Southwest?
She's a lady.
Yes, he's a Yoruba man. And I should have given her that room to understand and grow into it.
Okay, come to talk. Let me take Muiwa and come to you. Muiwa, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, okay, so I'll be quick. First and foremost, I blame the organization because every organization has their culture. That's their corporate culture and how you address one another. I worked in a consulting firm whereby we called everybody by name. But that's the first thing they will tell you. When you come in, you address the person by name. It was difficult for me as a Yoruba guy because as a Yoruba guy, you are trained to always say, to use put that prefix. But over time, I learned to start calling my partners by name. Now, I work in a place now whereby I work with so many, because someone was saying, oh, our culture. The Yoruba man would put the suffix when addressing his elder. The Igbo man would not. I work in a place whereby a young Igbo guy would call his elder, an older Igbo man by name. I will not do that to my... So I work with somebody who has called Mr. Ramon. But my fellow Igbo younger colleague would call his own person by name. So I think there's a set of confusion first in how we address one another. Because of the culture where we come from. So I think because the organization...
So he's saying that organization should have defined what everybody's role is and how the culture. So Yoruba wouldn't be upset because he knows that that's the culture.
I think in the end is that deep within us, however Oyinbo we like to
punch me on live
because however Oyinbo we like to act and everything, and how no matter how exposed we say we are Africans at the very core of us. After a while, there are some things we just
let me throw in another perspective. You see, you might be so irritated by something the president does. But because it's the president or the president's daughter, you will not see anything. Because you know. It's like you restrain yourself. It's also the same thing they say that you are so angry with your wife, a man will beat up his wife. But another person, your boss will say exactly what your wife said, and you will not dare lift your hands because you know the consequence of what you've done. Ruben Abati is a respected. He has gone far in this our industry. That he deserves every respect that should be accrued to him. That was a goof. People goof. I feel that there should be he shouldn't have said what he said, even if he felt it. I know he shouldn't have said it. And I hope that there is a way to ensure that, because this has happened on air, the company culture addresses this thing properly, because every moment is a teachable moment. When something happens that you don't like, you don't expect it, we learn from it. It's not that we now end up just bashing ourselves and saying this is an embarrassing situation. What do we learn? As a company, we will not allow this kind of thing happen again. Maybe we start putting Mr. in front of people that we know are sensitive about it, or we learn from it anyhow.
Okay, we have to wrap up on
Let
this.
me quickly say the message of Andrew. It says, in Japanese culture, no matter how modern the situation is, they uphold their culture and respect those that needed to be respected. Japanese style, even on international stage. And he says, correction, Mariam, they call him Dr. Abati, not Mr. Ruben.
Oh, really? On TV?
Yes.
Oh,
okay. My apologies. I got that wrong.
Yeah.
So let's be African. Let's start.
So what does African mean? So see, cultures are different.
Bring your
a southwestern, I say southeastern person might not see the respect the way southwestern see it. So we don't.
They don't just call people by their name too.
No,
I know the comments came in. That comment, I know that. They might not kneel down. My in-laws, they might not expect me to kneel down to greet them, but they will not just. I will not just see my brother-in-law and I'll say, I just knock the name on top of the person. I don't understand.
Knock the name.
You are not. You don't call the name like that.
Just like Mariam said, at our very core.
Yes.
The same way that. You know how you have an accent, for example, you lived in the UK for many years, and you come back to Nigeria and you speak British. Do you know that when you get to like 50, 60, that accent will just, you go back to status quo because you feel like the other is not necessary anymore. Like you're now, the core of you comes out. That accent that you came with dies. And you
go gangster.
Yeah, so
I'm 50, man. You cannot just be knocking my name on my we're not the same age now.
Like correction is behind this door.
Yes, we all agree that should have been done. And like I said, our responses are not just. We don't respond to the situation. Who knows what he was hearing? You know, when people don't know that maybe there's a talk back, whatever experience he was, what he was going through.
Yes, if you were the correspondent. So as we wrap up, if you were the correspondent, what would you have done?
Personally, I would apologize because I'm a very, very respectful person.
On air?
I would not apologize on air. I would apologize off air. And if it's someone I really respect, and if I'm working with a Dr. Ruben Abati, I would respect him because he's a cerebral person. If I need to apologize on air, I would apologize on air because I want to make that relationship.
I'll come to you, right? If you're Yoruba girl, you'd have gotten that first thing. Like when he said, were you there at the bottom of the bird?
So the thing is, emotional intelligence, not even Yoruba, is emotional intelligence. The moment you
I think it's Yoruba culture. What they tell you? When they tell you that, were you there when they gave birth to me? Your brain would have told you.
If she was Yoruba or any Southwestern, once they say to even in Pidgin, you did my naming. The meaning is, why are you using my name? If you were not at my naming, I'm older than you. So you should shit. So, but this is somebody, and she's obviously a very young person. Most of our young people don't understand this our culture. It's us that know this thing.
No, Nima, she's a young, she's like a young
being a professional.
God bless you.
So this is a young professional
journalist. Yes,
and this is what she's seen being done all the time.
Exactly.
And in her own way, even trying to impress this,
big shot
mentor. Dr. Abati. But, we're talking about, she should have heard, she should have. I know sometimes how these correspondents are.
Yeah.
They're just trying to listen to what you have to say. Probably they're
planning their responses.
Probably there's just a lot of noise around her, and all she's trying to do is listen to you. And professionally, and she's done it with so many other people, she knows that you say the name to get their attention so that they can speak again, and he may have caught her off guard. And it was a short video. Who knows what happened after that? But I feel that what he did at that time to her must have caused her a little bit of distress and confused her a bit.
So you should have cut her some slack and not even embarrass her on TV that way. And then let's take a huge
because eventually the embarrassment was both ways. Life as Africa says there's no international standards. Their local behavior is what we call international standard because we always want to sound like them and look like them. Oluwadamilola says the man is called Dr. Abati, not Dr. Ruben, not his first name. Oluwabamile says, well, I can't blame anyone, but one fact I discovered is that the Western education has made us forget our culture most times. Your e-flyer guy says, isn't it professional to call colleagues by their first name again?
I beg, that one, that's debatable. In some companies, I know there's a company my brother-in-law with, they call the MD first name in this Lagos, you know. So when they talk about that, I marvel at how you can actually call your MD the first name.
You know this story, my husband told me a story of this lady too. You know, they had all these young Nigerians that come from abroad and everything. And so they had this meeting and they said everybody should call everyone by their first names. To the cleaners and whatever. And then she just realized everybody is calling her by her first name. So one day she started saying, hey, enough. I'm not doing it again. My name is Mrs. or Auntie to you.
I'm telling you. Like, it gets to that point.
Even if the company policy is first name, guess what? If among the sea of first name, one young, respectful guy, diligent in his work, comes and is saying Mr. and respects, he will stand out.
Yes,
he will find favor. Because when you honor will come.
Simple. So when you start that international standard, after a reality check,
even the Igbo man will respond to honor with honor.
Yes. So
let's do the right thing.
I think we've done justice to the topic. That is all we can take. That is all we can take on the show today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
How I made $1 million from my organic beauty brand. Do you own an organic beauty brand? Oyeta Kokoroko of Okoko Cosmetics in Canada will be live at Bona Expo 22 holding a masterclass. Have you registered to attend or be a vendor? Hurry! 10% off booth rates for early birds. Offer lasts till February 28th. Call +234 702 515 0023 or +234 702 515 0024.
The following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV.
Do you have pots, pans, and appliances taking over your kitchen? A different one for roasting, grilling, heating, and serving? They take so much space, and you're always left with a cleaning disaster.